It turns out Russian efforts to sow discord in American politics and help elect President Trump were much broader than first believed. The U.S. Senate Intelligence Committee released 2 reports today drawing on social media data. Among other things, they found the Russians tried to discourage African Americans from voting and to whip up conservative anger. We'll have a closer look after the news summary. In the day's other news, a broad-based sell-off walloped Wall Street again. Healthcare stocks helped lead the retreat in reaction to a federal judge's ruling that the Affordable Care Act is unconstitutional. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost more than 500 points to close at 23,592. The Nasdaq fell nearly 157 points, and the S&P 500 slid 54 to its lowest level in 14 months. Former FBI Director James Comey lambasted Republicans today for backing President Trump's attacks on the FBI. He met again with the U.S. House Judiciary and Oversight Committees as they conclude a probe of alleged bias in the FBI before the 2016 election. Instead, Comey charged that the agency has been tarred by lies from the president and his supporters.
Republicans used to understand that the actions of a president matter, the words of a president matter, the rule of law matters, and the truth matters. Where are those Republicans today? At some point, someone has to stand up and in the face of fear of Fox News, fear of their base, fear of mean tweets, stand up for the values of this country and not slink away into retirement.
This was Comey's second appearance in recent days before those 2 House committees. The U.S. military says weekend airstrikes in Somalia killed 62 members of the terrorist group al-Shabab. The announcement today said the strikes prevented a major attack. The raids targeted a town southwest of Mogadishu in coordination with the Somali government. A U.S. air campaign across the Horn of Africa has intensified under President Trump. The U.S. and China clashed over trade policy today at a World Organization review in Geneva. The U.S. envoy slammed what he called China's heavily skewed playing field. The Chinese attacked U.S. tariffs that they called unilateralist and protectionist. The exchange came as the 2 nations have been taking steps to smooth over grievances. In Britain, Prime Minister Theresa May rejected calls for a second referendum on Britain's departure from the European Union. May has struggled to push a Brexit through Parliament, with just over 100 days until Britain is due to leave the EU. Today, she addressed the House of Commons and insisted that holding a revote is not the answer.
Another vote which would do irreparable damage to the integrity of our politics, because it would say to millions who trusted in democracy that our democracy does not deliver. Another vote which would likely leave us no further forward than the last.
May also said that the parliamentary vote on her Brexit deal will take place in mid-January, more than a month after it was originally scheduled. The government of Malaysia filed criminal charges today against U.S. investment bank Goldman Sachs and 2 former executives for allegedly looting a state investment fund. They are accused of helping former Prime Minister Najib Razak steal billions of dollars over several years. Goldman Sachs denies the charges. Back in this country, CBS Corporation announced that its former chairman, Les Moonves, will not receive a $120 million severance package. He resigned in September over multiple allegations of sexual misconduct. The company said that it found Moonves breached his contract and refused to cooperate with an investigation. But it also said that investigators found sexual harassment and retaliation are not pervasive at CBS. And back in this country, Google says that it will spend $1 billion in New York City and double its workforce there. The internet search giant already employs about 7,000 people in the city. Last month, Amazon announced plans for a second headquarters in New York's Long Island City and Arlington, Virginia. And Apple says that it plans to build a billion-dollar campus in Austin, Texas. Still to come on the NewsHour, new details on how Russia influenced the 2016 election. A world gathering tries to make a dent in fighting climate change. A growing movement to give kids more freedom to be kids, much more.